Ryan Garcia was supposed to lose this fight. That's what almost everyone believed. Across the ring stood Devin Haney, undefeated, champion, one of the most skilled boxers in the world. But before the night was over, Garcia would shock the boxing world, and nothing would go the way people expected. Why nobody believed Garcia. Before the fight, almost everything pointed toward Devin Haney. He was undefeated. He was the champion. And many believed he was simply the more complete fighter. For a lot of people, Ryan Garcia wasn't supposed to win this fight. The doubts surrounding Garcia had been building for months. Critics questioned his focus. They questioned his preparation. Some even questioned whether he belonged at the elite level of the sport. Meanwhile, Haney was being praised as one of boxing's smartest young champions. His defense looked sharp. His record was perfect. And most experts expected him to outbox Garcia over 12 rounds. On paper, the prediction seemed simple. Haney had the experience, the momentum, and the championship confidence. Garcia had power, but many believed that wouldn't be enough. The majority expected Haney to control the fight from start to finish. They were about to be proven wrong. The first knockdown. Then came the moment that changed everything. One left hook, one mistake, one shocking knockdown. In an instant, the entire fight looked different. And suddenly, nobody was talking about predictions anymore. Haney entered the ring expecting to control the pace with his jab and movement. That's what he had done against so many opponents before. But Garcia had other plans. He stayed patient. He waited for the opening. And when it appeared, he exploded with the speed that made him famous. The left hook landed clean. Haney hit the canvas. The crowd erupted. And for the first time that night, it became clear that Garcia's power was a very real problem. The knockdown didn't just change the scorecards. It changed the psychology of the fight. Haney was now forced to think about the left hook every time he moved forward. Every exchange became more dangerous. Every mistake carried a bigger risk. And Garcia could feel the momentum starting to shift in his favor. How Garcia exposed Haney. The biggest surprise wasn't the knockdown. It was how Garcia kept creating the same opportunity over and over again. He wasn't getting lucky. He had identified something in Haney's style, and he was determined to exploit it. For years, Haney's defense had been considered one of the best in boxing. He controlled distance well. He used his jab effectively, and he rarely gave opponents clean opportunities. But Garcia's speed created problems that Haney couldn't completely solve. Every time the distance closed, the threat of the left hook was there. Haney knew it was coming. The crowd knew it was coming. Yet Garcia kept finding ways to land it. That was the difference. As the fight continued, a pattern started to emerge. Garcia wasn't chasing Haney around the ring. He was waiting for the right moments to explode. And when those moments came, Haney struggled to deal with the speed and power coming back at him. The more the fight progressed, the more dangerous Garcia looked. Haney's biggest mistake. Haney's biggest mistake wasn't getting knocked down. It wasn't a technical error. It was the belief that he could eventually control Ryan Garcia the same way he controlled everyone else. But this fight was different from the very beginning. Throughout the fight, Haney continued to trust the style that had made him champion. The jab, the movement, the patience. Against most opponents, that approach worked perfectly. But Garcia wasn't fighting a normal fight. Every exchange carried danger. Every mistake could be punished instantly. Even after finding success in certain rounds, Haney never fully solved the left hook problem. And the longer the fight continued, the more that problem kept growing. That's what made the situation so difficult. Haney knew what Garcia wanted to throw. He knew where the danger was coming from. But knowing and stopping it are two different things. Garcia's speed forced split-second reactions, and sooner or later, those reactions weren't fast enough. That's when the fight began slipping out of Haney's control. The left hook that changed everything. By this point, one thing had become impossible to ignore. The left hook was changing the entire fight. Haney knew it was coming, his corner knew it was coming, but Ryan Garcia kept finding a way to land it. What made the punch so dangerous wasn't just the power, it was the speed. Garcia could throw it from unexpected positions and close the distance in an instant. Haney would often be focused on the jab, the footwork, or the next exchange. Then suddenly, the left hook was there. Every clean connection changed the momentum. Every successful shot increased Garcia's confidence. And every time Haney got caught, the pressure continued to grow. The fight was slowly turning into exactly the type of battle Garcia wanted. That's why this punch became the story of the night. It wasn't a one-time moment. It was a problem that followed Haney from round to round. No matter how many adjustments he made, Garcia kept coming back to the same weapon. And with every clean left hook, victory moved a little closer to Ryan Garcia. Why this fight shocked boxing. By the final rounds, it was clear that this wasn't just another upset. This was a result that few people saw coming. Ryan Garcia had entered the fight as the underdog, but now he was turning the boxing world upside down. The shock wasn't simply that Garcia won rounds, it was who he was doing it against. Devin Haney was undefeated, a world champion, one of the most technically gifted fighters in the sport. Many believed he had all the tools needed to neutralize Garcia's strengths. Yet throughout the fight, Garcia kept finding success. He landed the cleaner shots, he scored the biggest moments, and he forced Haney into situations where he looked uncomfortable. That's why the reaction after the fight was so dramatic. Overnight, the conversation completely changed. The fighter many people had doubted was suddenly the one everyone was talking about. Garcia didn't just win a fight, he challenged everything people thought they knew about this matchup. And that's exactly why this remains one of the most surprising results of the modern boxing era. The world expected Devin Haney to leave with another victory. Instead, they witnessed something nobody predicted. Ryan Garcia walked into the biggest fight of his career surrounded by doubts, and he left with the biggest win of his life. That's why this fight is still remembered today, not just because Garcia won, but because he proved everyone wrong.